It comes after Diddy was arrested on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, with authorities claiming he threw massive sex parties that were often recorded.
Now Jay-Z being accused in this now 24 years ago, raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after party.
It seems that Sean Diddy Combs may have to face a much longer stay in his prison cell. The lawsuit filed against him is unlike anything witnessed in a long time. Diddy has always been a powerful man. However, it seems like his influence won't be able to save him now. Reports indicate that Diddy is in a major holiday meltdown after his bail request was denied 3 times. Why was his bail denied a 3rd time? And what are his next steps? Also, what was his legal team's response? Join us in this video as we unveil the details. Sean Diddy's 3rd attempt for bail gets denied. Sean Diddy began the new year with a dramatic outburst in prison, as suggested by some recent reports. This incident unfolds while the disgraced artist endures his first holiday season incarcerated. He is currently detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, awaiting trial on federal accusations of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking through force, deceit, or coercion, and transporting individuals for prostitution. Since his incarceration, Diddy has made multiple attempts to secure bail, aiming to return to either one of his properties or an apartment on New York's Upper East Side. Just last month, his legal team filed their 3rd request for his release, proposing that he be placed under house arrest. Initially, the defense sought to have Diddy confined to his Star Island mansion in Miami, Florida, a property that was raided back in March. However, Judge Aaron Subramanian swiftly denied that request, ruling that if bail were granted, Diddy would remain in New York, specifically in a 3-bedroom apartment on the Upper East Side. The proposed bail was set at $50 million, accompanied by stringent house arrest conditions. Under these terms, the apartment would be monitored by 2 live-in guards and an additional guard stationed downstairs. Furthermore, Diddy would be prohibited from accessing phones or the internet, except for communication with his legal team. In addition to the proposed conditions, a carefully vetted list of approved visitors, including Diddy's legal team and his family, would have been required. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, argued that there was absolutely no possibility of Diddy exhibiting violent behavior if released. He even described the proposed bail package as an exceptionally stringent set of conditions, claiming it was stricter than the Metropolitan Detention Center itself. Despite these assertions, Judge Subramanian remained unconvinced and denied Diddy's bail for the 3rd time. According to the Daily Mail, this denial reportedly triggered Diddy's emotional breakdown. A source close to him revealed spending the holidays behind bars was a nightmare for him. Diddy reportedly had a breakdown in his cell, pleading with the guards to take him to the hospital for observation, but they refused his request. The same source who spoke to the Daily Mail stated he eventually managed to calm himself down using the meditation techniques he's been practicing during his time in custody. It took him several hours of deep breathing and concentration to pull himself out of the dark mental state, but he finally succeeded. This isn't the first time concerns have been raised about Diddy's mental health while at the Metropolitan Detention Center. Upon his arrival, he was placed on suicide watch, a precautionary measure described by the U.S. Department of Justice National Institute of Corrections as requiring frequent observation of inmates deemed at risk of self-harm. The denial of Sean Diddy's bail for the 3rd time has sparked a lingering question in everyone's mind. Why are the bail appeals being turned down? Stay tuned to uncover the answers. There's reasons behind the repeated denials of Sean Diddy's bail requests. This recent bail denial is the hip-hop mogul's most recent attempt to obtain his release while still being held in federal custody. In September, Diddy had already been denied bail. ABC News contributor and legal analyst Chana Lloyd said she was not shocked by the ruling. She raised the serious charges about the potential harm he would do to bystanders and the public at large. Despite an order that forbids him from doing so, Sean Diddy has allegedly acted violently and tried to contact or intimidate witnesses while he was in jail. In these situations, it is typical for a court to deny bail in order to preserve the integrity of the legal system, protect the witnesses, and make sure that people feel comfortable testifying without worrying about violence. Mike Muse, a Sirius XM radio presenter and contributor to ABC News, also mentioned that there are various ways to define safety. Being secure encompasses psychological and emotional components in addition to being protected from harm. According to him, safety can entail Sean Combs contacting witnesses, putting pressure on them to change their evidence or making them feel intimidated. This could include worries that his outside associates might get in touch with them, making them feel uneasy about testifying in court, before a jury, or on the witness stand. According to another ABC reporter, there have also been allegations that Diddy was using other inmates' phone accounts to make calls in a way that would avoid detection, raising concerns that he might be attempting to influence the jury pool through social media even while incarcerated. China Lloyd, a legal expert, affirmed that she is certain the judge gave these accusations significant thought. Lloyd noted that even though they haven't been proven because there hasn't been an evidentiary hearing, the judge may conclude that Diddy won't follow any requirements imposed on him for his release simply because he isn't following jail regulations. She further emphasized that whether or not it has been formally heard in court, such behavior reflects on the person's character while incarcerated. Diddy has suffered in this case because a judge is likely to think that releasing an offender who exhibits bad behavior while incarcerated would not improve their behavior. Additionally, Mike Muse noted that Sean Combs has a strong and prominent personal family, with his kids having a lot of social currency on social media and in culture. He remembered an Instagram post in which Diddy's kids sat around a table to wish him a happy birthday and spoke with him while he was incarcerated. This public display conveys to potential witnesses that his children are a close-knit bunch with a strong social media following. His son's involvement in the music business has increased their notoriety. The wider worries about safety are influenced by the family's social capital, the influence of social media, and the possible use of music to frighten or intimidate witnesses. According to ABC News, the court has voiced concerns about the witnesses' mental and emotional health, in addition to their physical safety. These safety concerns were the judge's main justification for refusing Sean Combs bail. After facing a third denial of bail, what does the future hold for Sean Diddy? Is another appeal in the works? Stay tuned to discover more. Sean Diddy Combs ceases his efforts to seek bail through an appeal. After 3 attempts, Sean Diddy Combs has officially given up on seeking bail. His latest bail denial marks the 3rd time a judge has rejected his request for pretrial release. Prosecutors have consistently opposed Combs' efforts to secure bail since his initial court appearance in the case, citing a substantial amount of evidence pointing to violent conduct and alleged attempts to interfere with the case. They claim that Combs bribed security personnel with $100,000 to destroy footage of him assaulting Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway nearly 10 years ago. Additionally, prosecutors suggested that Combs had a family member arrange a 3-way call with an accomplice where the two reportedly used coded language to discuss his case. Upon the denial, the judge remarked, "The court concludes that the government has provided clear and persuasive evidence indicating that no set of conditions or any combination of conditions can sufficiently ensure the safety of the community." However, after this, Variety obtained court documents from Sean Combs' legal team in which they requested the dismissal of his appeal for bail. The filing states Mr. Combs does not seek to appeal the district court's denial of his renewed motion and hereby moves to voluntarily dismiss the appeal. He will be detained until his trial in May 2025. A court has granted him permission to use a preloaded laptop to prepare for his defense. While he awaits his criminal trial, Combs is also still the target of a civil action. It seems that Diddy may have abandoned the expectation and desire to be freed before his trial. Although the exact cause of this decision has not been completely verified, it is crucial to observe the response of his family regarding the lawsuit. So what are the statements from Diddy's family during this difficult period? Let's find out. Sean Diddy's family pledges to stand by him despite lawsuit. Sean Diddy Combs' 6 adult children, Delilah, Jesse, Justin, Christian, Chance, and Quincy, remain unwavering in their support of their father while he awaits trial and additional accusations of violent behavior arise. Along with his mother, Janice Combs, they went to his court appearance. Diddy's kids publicly supported their father on Instagram in response to fresh allegations of sexual maltreatment detailed in other lawsuits. "The past month has devastated our family," they wrote, sharing a photo featuring Janice with Diddy's 2-year-old daughter, Love Sean. On social media, a lot of people have made ridiculous judgments about him, and it is based on fake narratives, conspiracy theories, and allegations. Together, we will be there for you at every turn. We cling to the truth because we know it will win out and that nothing can weaken our family's resolve. Dad, you are loved and missed. Diddy has repeatedly defended his innocence, entering not guilty pleas and denying the charges made against him in the several lawsuits. Natalie G. Figures, Janice Combs' attorney, just released a statement on her behalf. She said in the statement, "I come to you today as a mother who is distraught and extremely disturbed by the charges made against my son, Sean Combs. It is heartbreaking to see my son being evaluated on a story made up of lies rather than the facts. Watching what feels like a public execution of my son's character before he has had the chance to establish his innocence brings a pain that words cannot adequately describe." She continued, "I am not here to present my son as flawless because he is not. Like all of us, he has made mistakes in his past. My son may not have been completely honest about certain matters, such as denying any violent behavior with a former girlfriend, even when hotel surveillance footage suggested otherwise. At times, truth and falsehood become so intricately woven together that admitting even a fragment of the truth becomes daunting, especially when that truth defies societal norms or is too complex to be easily understood." She emphasized, "It is crucial to acknowledge that none of us, regardless of our position or status, are exempt from fear or the possibility of making mistakes. Failing to be completely forthright about a single matter does not imply that my son is guilty of the heinous accusations or the severe charges brought against him." She further stated that he is not the villain he has been portrayed as and deserves the opportunity to share his perspective and present his side of the story. Nevertheless, there seems to be a controversy involving Diddy's children. What could this be about? Let's uncover the details. The controversy surrounding Diddy's family unfolds. Christian Combs and Justin Combs are the individuals most closely connected to the current accusations against their father. To clarify, neither has been criminally charged nor mentioned in their father's indictment. However, both were detained during raids conducted on their father's properties by Department of Homeland Security agents. It's interesting to note that Justin, his father, and other people were once accused of sexual maltreatment. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former producer, filed this lawsuit claiming Combs had trafficked, harassed, and sexually mistreated him. In addition, Jones named Justin as a defendant, claiming that Justin recruited sex workers, underage females, and prostitutes to take part in freak-offs. Additionally, as part of a racketeering allegation in the case, Jones accused Justin of being a member of his father's alleged illegal business. Jones detailed a specific alleged shooting incident involving Justin in his complaint. According to Jones, Mr. Combs hosted a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studio in Los Angeles. Present at this camp were Diddy, his son Justin Combs, and Justin's friend G. One evening during the camp, a heated discussion arose between Diddy, Justin, and G. The argument moved from the studio into a restroom adjacent to where Jones was seated, approximately 2 feet away. Suddenly, gunshots echoed from the restroom. When the gunfire ceased, a crowd gathered near the restroom door. Once it finally opened, Mr. Combs and Justin Combs emerged, leaving G lying on the restroom floor in a fetal position, clutching his stomach and bleeding from his torso and hip area. Jones immediately assisted by lifting G and taking him to an ambulance parked outside the studio. During this time, Mr. Combs and Justin reportedly disappeared into another part of the studio. Mr. Combs allegedly issued strict orders directing everyone to tell the police that he had no involvement in the shooting. Furthermore, he reportedly coerced Mr. Jones to lie to law enforcement, instructing him to claim that G had been shot outside the studio in a drive-by incident. It remains unclear whether Jones is a government witness or if Justin is being investigated by federal authorities as a potential co-conspirator or associate who assisted his father in operating a racketeering enterprise. However, the allegations outlined in Jones' lawsuit strongly mirror claims typically associated with a criminal enterprise. Another one of Diddy's children caught in controversy is Christian Combs. The month after the raids, and while Sean Combs was already facing multiple sexual maltreatment lawsuits and ongoing investigations, Christian himself was sued. A woman allegedly filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court, claiming that while working as a stewardess on Combs' chartered yacht in St. Martin, she was assaulted by Christian. She stated that she had initially believed the trip would be a wholesome family excursion, but alleged it devolved into a hedonistic environment. She described rampant drug use among sex workers and celebrities aboard the yacht and claimed that the alcohol appeared to be laced with drugs, as women would reportedly pass out or lose control after consuming just one drink. The woman alleged that one evening Christian boarded the yacht and began groping her legs, breasts, and private areas. She claimed that when she attempted to return to work later, Christian approached her and said he needed a place to sleep for the night. She took him to the yacht cinema room where he allegedly blocked her path, continued groping her, removed his clothes, and attempted to force her into performing oral sex. She stated that she resisted until someone else entered the room. According to the lawsuit, the woman reported the incident to the yacht captain the following day, but he allegedly did not believe her or conduct any investigation. She further claimed that the captain retaliated against her for months and ultimately fired her. As Diddy willingly withdraws his request for a bail appeal and the lawsuit details continue to unfold, one question still lingers: is there a possibility that Diddy could be declared innocent? And what would occur if he is found guilty? Stay tuned to learn more. The outcome of Diddy's trial if found innocent or guilty. On Thursday, October 10th, U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian scheduled the trial for May 2025, which will be held in Manhattan. In the federal criminal case, Mr. Combs faces accusations of abducting, drugging, and forcing women into sexual acts, at times by using a firearm or threatening them with harm. After his arrest, his attorneys advocated for his release before the trial, citing the horrific conditions at the jail. In the United States, all federal cases are generally open to the public, except in rare cases where trials involve sensitive national security information. Up to this point, all of Mr. Combs' court proceedings have been accessible to both the media and the public. However, none of his court appearances have been broadcasted live. Most federal courts prohibit cameras or electronic devices in the courtroom. Typically, sketch artists are present at these hearings to create illustrations of key moments from court for the media and the public. It remains uncertain whether Mr. Combs will be confronted with additional criminal charges. Nevertheless, prosecutors have stated that the investigation is still active and ongoing, and have urged potential victims to come forward and contact the authorities. As reported by BBC News, if convicted, Mr. Combs could face a life sentence in prison for the racketeering charge. Additionally, he faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years for the sex trafficking charge, and if found innocent, the reverse is likely going to be the case. According to Diddy's lawsuit, there is very little chance that he will come out of this legal dispute undamaged. There is enough information obtained by federal prosecutors to indict Combs on a grand jury. What effects, though, would this have on his impending court battle and eventually on his reputation and career? In criminal matters, a grand jury determines whether there is sufficient probable cause to try the prisoner after considering the evidence the prosecution has given in a private session. An indictment is issued in court if the grand jurors, who usually number between 16 and 23, think the evidence supports the crime claim. In Combs' case, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams stated that the evidence supporting the indictment includes records obtained through more than 300 grand jury subpoenas and other voluntary submissions. Investigators have seized over 90 cell phones, laptops, cloud storage accounts, and at least 30 storage devices. Prosecutors claim they have dozens of videos showing Combs' alleged freak-out, sometimes extended days-long sex acts involving sex workers and individuals he supposedly coerced into participating through drugs and intimidation. According to the grand jury indictment, both Combs and the alleged victims received IV fluids to recover from the physical strain and drug consumption. Do you think the court was right to deny Diddy bail? How do you think the trial will turn out? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.